right, I think we are live. I think we are live right now. Hopefully we are. I feel like an old man trying to deal with this technology. Anyways, all right, if you are tuning in from my Facebook page, this is actually the live stream for the Light of Infinite Festival, where we have a whole bunch of different presenters speaking and giving a whole bunch of awesome speeches and talks and all this other stuff. People are tuning in from all over the world. So if you want to check them out, please head, but you should, honestly, who doesn't? Please head to lightofinfinite.com, which there's also, you could tap the description down below. It has it there as well. There's also going to be a whole bunch of recordings if you're not able to see the whole thing or you want to see it later. Please check them out. There's going to be a whole bunch of awesome speakers. I'm really excited to be here. I'm really excited to be a part of this festival. There's a whole bunch of cool stuff going on. I took a shower. I'm wearing my fancy socks, so you know this is going to be awesome. Anyways, I understand that I have about 30 minutes, so I'm going to jump right in because there's a lot that I want to cover, and this is going to fly by. Well, for me, it's going to fly by. For you, it's going to feel really, really, really slow. Okay, fine. For me, it's going to fly by. But hopefully for you, it's going to fly by too. We're going to have an awesome time. So let me just start and jump right into it. My name, for those that do not know me, my name is Michael Deere. I'm a therapist, coach, and speaker. For those that do know me, my name is also Michael Deere, and I'm also a therapist, coach, and speaker. And this talk is titled Choose Your Own Adventure, Empowering Your Life's Decisions. Now, how many of you have read Choose Your Own Adventure books? Okay, that was a rhetorical question. I don't really want. I can't hear you. No, David, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Please, I can't hear you. And come on, use a plate for your food. Your kids are around you. Have some self-respect. All right. So for me, Choose Your Own Adventure books were awesome. When I was growing up, I had one set of grandparents that lived in an apartment in New York, and I had, and then they got divorced, and it was 2 apartments in New York. And then I had another set of grandparents that lived in a house in New Jersey, in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. And every time we used to visit in Cherry Hill, they would have, we'd say hello, we'd come in, and then I'd find my way off to the bookshelves. And they used to have all these Choose Your Own Adventure books. And I used to love these Choose Your Own Adventure books. And they had a whole bunch of them. I mean, over time, there was less and less because we used to take them to our house. But I would go over, find myself in the corner, peel open one of those books, and it had that musty grandparent house smell that's both awesome and really interesting at the same time. And I'd sit there and read these Choose Your Own Adventure books. Now, for those of you that do not know what a Choose Your Own Adventure book is, a Choose Your Own Adventure book is a book where there's a plot. And then as the plot goes along, there is certain choices that you have. And depending on the choices that you make, you would turn to certain pages and you would have different outcomes. Basically, your choices would decide the outcomes of the story. So for example, you'd be opening your book, you'd be reading your book, and it says, you're sitting in the kitchen when all of a sudden there's a loud noise outside. Do you choose to hide in the oven, or do you choose to go outside and investigate? If you choose to hide in the oven, turn to page 64. And if you choose to go investigate, turn to page 112. So you turn to page 64, You decide to hide in the oven. That was rather stupid of you. Turns out it was the car backfiring. You decided to hide in the oven. Meanwhile, your mother decided to go and prepare the oven, preheat it for pies. You get burnt to a crisp and die. The end. And no one wants that ending. We are looking for the good ending, right? In this story, you would try to find the good ending. You want to find that awesome ending. You didn't want to go and have a good life and then die of typhus, or find a good life and then have adventures and get lost in a jungle and get eaten by a jaguar. That wasn't what you were looking for, right? That wasn't the ideal. We wanted to find that happily ever after, but not only at the end, but the whole way through. Find a life of success, happiness, and fulfillment. And that is really what we want to be doing in life as well. We are trying to make decisions in life, choosing decisions that will give us that good life that we want to have. Again, not only at the end, not only the happily ever after at the end, but even right now, throughout the present, to live a life of success, happiness, and fulfillment. So that's what this talk is really about. This talk is introducing a few concepts that I frequently see as a therapist and coach a lot of people struggle with on their path to success, happiness, fulfillment, living a good life. 3 massive hurdles that frequently come up. Now, I want you to understand this is not comprehensive. This is a 30-minute talk at best. And I want you to understand that it's not like people hear my talk and then they're like, oh, you know what? He solved all my answers. Now I can live the great life. That's not the point. The point is, sorry for the little thing there. The point is that hopefully you're able to take the information that I give you, apply it, and really that will set you up a lot more for success, to be living the life that you want to live and make a big difference in your life if you take it and apply it. So without further ado, I would like to jump right in over here. The first thing, chapter 1, introduce the protagonists, right? The protagonist, I'm the protagonist. And you're the protagonist, and you're the protagonist, and you're the protagonist, and you not so much. But you, no, we're all the protagonists in our own story. We're all the protagonists in our own story, and we're all trying to choose our own adventure to empower our decisions to live a good life. So the first hurdle that I like to bring up is what I like to call, no one else likes to call it, just me, I like to call the silent blah. Silent blah. I don't know if you can even see that on the thing, but let's see. Oh, there you go. Hopefully it's not backwards. We shall find out, because for me it's backwards. The silent blah. The silent blah sounds something like this. Cut silent. No, I'm just kidding. The silent blah is something that a lot of people experience, and what it sounds like is basically, how's life? It's fine. Life's good. You ask these people, how is it? How is life? What's going on? And it's a mediocre feeling. Things are fine. There's nothing specifically to complain about. Maybe there is sometimes, but oftentimes there's nothing specifically they could point to that's negative, but they're just not feeling great. They're not feeling zesty. There's no zip for life, right? There's something missing. There's a lack. What is going on? Now, there are many reasons why people could be feeling this, but oftentimes there's nothing in the people in this scenario, oftentimes there's nothing they could even point to. As a matter of fact, if you look at social media, a lot of these people would be posting on social media, like on Instagram, everything's awesome. Hashtag living my best life. Okay, hopefully you guys got that. But the point is that people feel like there's something missing in their life. What is missing in their life? So again, a lot of people could be experiencing this lack of zest in their life, and there are many different reasons. In this scenario, the silent blah scenario, there are 3 people that fall into that category. The first person is a person who has a great excitement, great exciting goal that they're moving towards. They hit that goal, and then they never create another exciting goal, another goal to move up with. The next person is a person who has a goal that he's moving towards, and he's happy to do it. He wants it, obviously. He set up this goal for himself, but it doesn't excite him. It doesn't fill him up with these great feelings of excitement and zest. It's simply like something that he wants to do. He's happy to do it. This is what I want in life. And then the third person is a person who doesn't have a goal at all. And there are a lot of people who fall into these 3 categories. A lot of people fall into these 3 categories. And very often, they are missing that zest for life because there's no spark to it. There's no spark that they're moving towards. If you look at the animal kingdom, or just animals in general, it has to be a kingdom. If you look at animals in general, you'll find, let's put it this way, you never see one zebra turn to the other zebra and say, you know what? I'm sick of living in Africa. It's too hot here. There's so many predators. There's no water. We all have to go to the same watering hole. People are looking around. It's always hot. Everything's dry. I think we should move to Pittsburgh. I hear they have some great stuff there. We can go set up shop in Pittsburgh. We could board together, dorm together. It would be great, wonderful. You never see one giraffe turn to another giraffe and say, you know what? I'm sick of being giraffes. Everyone keeps looking at us. I want to be a hippo. That's what I want. I want to be a hippo. You never see one lion, the head of his pride. A pride is a group of lions, for those that don't know. The head of his pride going and saying, you know what? This is awesome. We're living the life. But you know what? I think we could do better. Let's go and send representatives to other prides and create a super pride. We'll collect all together and make this awesome group, and we're going to take over. We are going to take over the entire area because we're going to be the super pride. We're going to rule. We're going to rule over everything. Nothing can stop us. You don't see that. Because animals, once they hit a certain point, they stop. It's about survival. It's about maintenance. They get into maintenance mode. Once they hit a certain point, it's maintenance mode. It's, okay, do I have what I need to be safe, to eat, to drink, to relax, to have family, to protect myself? And that's where they stop. They stop at a place of, I'm good enough, and then it's maintenance mode. But people are not made like that. We were made as people to make a difference, to make an impact, to grow, to improve, to make a difference in this world. And it's not about once you're at this point, as long as we are here, there's a reason to continue growing. We have literally limitless potential because until you are dead, you have potential that's still there. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. It's hard for us to know what that is, but we know that it is literally right there in front of us, and we cannot tell you the capacity you have because you're still here. And as long as you're still here, anything is possible. So you are moving towards something where you're here to make an impact. Shlomo HaMelech, King Solomon, said, Yesh lo mana rotzeh ma'asayim. He who has 100 will want 200. Now, a lot of the commentaries talk about this idea of 100, 200. And they discuss the concept of greed, that when you want 100, that's not enough. You're going to want more. You're never going to be happy and satisfied. And the truth is that while that's true, I want to pull out a different point, which is it's the nature of people to want more. It is the nature of the people not to settle. We were created to grow, to continue improving, to continue moving forward. It doesn't say once he has $100, he's going to want $100 more, because that's the same goal. That's the same level. It's not enough to be on the same level. Now it's okay, let's get to the next level. We are made to grow. We are made to improve. We also say, in Hebrew, we often say, you should go mechayel el chayel, from strength to strength. Because it's not enough to be strong. It's like, okay, now let's get to the next step. Let's get to the next thing. Let's continue growing. Let's continue that strength. People talk to me about, the mental health field nowadays versus a few hundred years ago. And yes, while back then there certainly were issues and there certainly were, mental health concepts that were, swept under the rug and kind of, blurred, right? So nobody would notice. Nowadays, the mental health field is full of people who need help. Low self-esteem, low self-image, depression, anxiety. What's going on? We're living in the best life we've ever had. The amount that we have, the capacity, what we're capable of achieving is immense. What we're capable of having is immense. Our life in general is enhanced with food, drink, anything we could need, technology. We're having this live stream right now. Why is there so much more negativity in the world? And a large reason I like to think, or not I like to think, I don't like to think it, but I think is because of the fact that there is this perception that I can do more. And they feel like they're not moving forward in that direction. They know that they can accomplish more, the more that they are capable of. Before, it used to be, oh, listen, you're a carpenter. What are you going to be? Your father was a carpenter, so you're going to be a carpenter. There was no feeling of, I can do more. I could do anything. But now you have that. And as long as you feel like you are not stepping up to what you're capable of doing, you can feel like there is a lack. You can feel like you are missing out. And that's what's going on in the world. People are feeling like they're missing out. Now, it's important that you are able to be happy now in the present. It's important that even while you are moving towards something, that you're not dissatisfied because you know you can achieve more. But at the same time, it's important to be happy now, to be present now. So, what's the solution? How can we avoid this? How can we overcome this silent blah, this feeling of, life's all right? The answer, I think you already know probably, because I was basically talking about it, but the answer is creating a goal of excitement, creating something that you're enthusiastic about doing, something that excites you, something that really motivates you. A lot of times in life, we are not connected to ourselves, or we just simply settle for less, but we don't create a goal that really gets us excited. A lot of people don't have goals at all, like I mentioned. We need to find something that excites us. There was actually a course that I have called Unlocking Your Greatness, which sells now for $300, but don't buy it yet because I'm going to tell you how you can get it for free at the end of this. So I want to explain to you how to get that for free. But in that course, at one point, when I talk about goal creation, aside from clarity in your goals, what is important is that you have a goal that is motivating you, that's exciting you, that gets you to want to move towards. Not simply something that you're like, okay, I'll move towards it, I guess. It's good, I want it. No, you want something that excites you. I talk sometimes with people about what gets them up in the morning. I ask them, what gets you up out of bed in the morning? And the answer frequently is this idea of, I have to deal with my kids. I have to go to work. Those are all great things, and those might be important. But those are responsibilities. Even things that you might say you technically want, that may be true, but what motivates you? What excites you to get up? Why are you getting up? What would make you get up early and say, I'm excited to get up and do this? We need to find that excitement. So that's the silent blah. The second one we were talking about today, because somehow it is already 7:15. This is going to be a 3-hour talk? No, okay. The second one we're talking about is what I like to call the big ball of gray. Or the big gray ball, the big ball of gray or big ball of black. The big ball of gray. The big ball of gray is what I like to call confusion in your confusion. What does that mean? There are basically 3 levels. There's clarity. That's what we're aiming for. We're saying, okay, I need to make decisions, right? That's what this is about, empowering your life's decisions. I want to move forward in these decisions that are empowering, that move me towards my goals. So you want clarity and saying, okay, I need to do X, Y, and Z. That's what I need to do. I need to send this resume. I need to make this call. I need to give this presentation. I need to. Which obviously you don't want to say need anyways. As I've been told by many friends and peers, and don't say need. You want to. That's what you're moving towards. You can. But aside from that clarity, the next step, the next level is confusion. Clarity in your confusion. That's the next level. What does that mean? That means you say, hey, I need to get this resume in. Hey, I need to apply for this job. Hey, I need to do this, but I don't know how to do that. So I know I need to figure out how to send this resume. I need to figure out how to apply for this job. I need to figure out how to get a raise. I need to figure out. You have clarity in your confusion. You may not know exactly how it's done, but you know what you need to figure out to get it done. You're solving for X, you're solving for Y, you're solving for Z. The next level, which is when we're talking about now, the big ball of gray, results when there is confusion in your confusion. When there is no longer a semblance of X, Y, and Z, it just becomes a jumble. This is when you ask people and you say, what do you need to do? What are you worried about? What should be happening? And it's just I don't know. Big ball of gray, it's all one muddled mess. It's all confusion. It's all overwhelm. It's all I don't know. Because what happens is that there is too much going on. It is either because of anxiety, it's because of things built up, it could be because of depression, it could be because of low self-image. There's many different reasons. But what happens is that all those tasks that you need to figure out, all that confusion in your clarity in your confusion, builds up into confusion in your confusion to the point that you don't know what to do. It's just a mess. Have you ever walked into a math class? Heaven forbid. I'm so sorry if you ever have. I hate math. Sorry, no offense, math. You walk into a math class and there's a complicated equation on the board. You see a square root to the third power with imaginary numbers and the negative this and the decimal points with the fractions, and solve for X and Y and Z. And you're just like, forget that. I don't even know. You don't even know where to start. Could you technically try and figure it out? Yeah, you could. Do you? No, you avoid it. You say, I can't figure it out. I don't. It's just too much. It is too much. You get overwhelmed with it. Not that you are not capable of going and doing it, but you are overwhelmed. And because of that overwhelm, you avoid taking action. So the biggest problem with the big ball of gray is that when you get overwhelmed, you will not take action. You cannot move forward into your life. You cannot. You might even move forward if you just randomly take action, hope for the best. But you cannot take realistic, pointed, directed action towards moving forward in your goals because it is too much of a mess. It's too much all over the place. It's too much a big ball of gray. TM. There we go. It's official. It's too much of a mess. So, on top of that, you're going to have anxiety, depression, you're going to have all these things, as well as the feeling of overwhelm, and you can't take action. That's horrible. That sounds horrible to me. I'll give you another example. Now, this might age myself a little bit here, but what would happen? How many of you have read the Harry Potter book before you watch the movie? So for me, when I read the Harry Potter book, you find the word Hermione, the name Hermione. And how did you pronounce that name when you first read it? For me, I didn't pronounce it at all. It was Herm something. Herm. It was Herm big ball of gray. It was Herm. I didn't even address it because it was too much. Forget it. It's too much. It's that Herm person. It wasn't worth diving into because it was too much. As you get older, I'll give you another example. We all have, if you don't have it yet, you will have, don't worry, a big ball of cords tucked somewhere under your bed or your closet. You know, you have like the baby monitors and the sound machines and the phone charger from 2003 and all those other things. It's all mixed up into one big ball, a hopeless mess that you consistently ignore and consistently avoid because it's too much. So the problem with the big ball of gray is you can't take action. You're sitting there with overwhelm. How do you avoid that and how do you address that? So my recommendation to you today is this. When you are experiencing that, I like to see the big ball of gray as a ball of yarn. You have a big ball of yarn. What happens when you start pulling the ball of yarn? Not the ball of yarn, the thread itself. It all starts to unravel. It all starts to come out. The problem that we're setting ourselves up for is we are avoiding things because of the complication. But the truth is we need to do the exact opposite.